Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Lost Hero, Chapter 38. And this is continuing Jason's story. Now, Chapter 37 was pretty short, and so this chapter, I think, was extra long. There's a lot of things that happened in this chapter, and a lot of vocabulary words, but we'll get to that later. Well, it starts with them coming into the center room, and it's kind of like a studio. There's screens everywhere, there's lights everywhere, and Leo just walks forward and whoa, almost falls straight through the floor down into nothing. There's just a huge hole in the center. Luckily, Jason stops him and saves him. Jason kind of asks Meili, the wind spirit, says, Meili, what's going on here? She says, oh, I'm so sorry. And she makes a phone call. Oh, give us a floor, please. And then this army of harpies, so it's like 100 or 1,000 harpies just flying up and start constructing and using duct tape. And they just make this floor for the demigods to walk on. They get into the center and they see this kind of this older guy. He's like 60, and he looks old, but it looks like he's had plastic surgery, like he's had maybe Botox, I think is what they call it, where they put something in your skin to make it tight. And Jason kind of thinks he looks like a Ken doll, which is like a Barbie doll. There's a Ken doll. It doesn't look right. Doesn't look human. When Jason starts to talk to this guy, this is what's it? Aeolus. Aeolus looks at him, and he's kind of his mind is going everywhere. It's pretty hard to follow him. But he tells Jason, "Oh, I remember you. You were here last year." And Jason says, what? I was here last year? And Aeolus is like, oh yeah, I remember all the half-bloods that come. I definitely remember you. You were fighting some sea monster. And Jason's like, oh, what? What's going on? And he wants more information, but he can't get it. Because suddenly, Aeolus has to go on air, and he calls for makeup, and this cloud comes and gives him makeup and combs his hair, and then he goes over to this blue screen, and he just starts talking to the gods and kind of talking about the weather in different parts of America. And it's pretty funny because he's saying, oh, I'm sorry, this place, because this god is mad. Oh wait, no, this god asked for some help, so this place is going to be okay, and everything is changing, and he's trying to control it all, and it is very, very difficult. And we can see, because of all of this, for the last 3,000 years, he's been the master of winds. He's gone a little crazy, okay? But he still is the master of winds, so everyone has to follow him. That is in the wind realm. And he starts talking to Jason. He said, oh, you're from Olympus. Are you here about my promotion? And Aeolus starts talking about how he needs to have a promotion to a god. Not just the master of winds, not just being an immortal, but being a god. And Jason says, I'm not here for that. I'm really sorry. And then Aeolus gets a little mad, but then Piper just starts to talk to him really sweetly, and then he said, oh, he's kind of becomes more calm, and they start talking again. And he asked the gods, he's like, oh, yeah, Zeus says I should help you. Oh, yeah, Aphrodite says I should help you. And yeah, Hephaestus says I should help you too. Wow, they're all agreeing that never happens. And so he's like, oh, yeah, sure, I'm going to help you out, and I'll even get you there. And so he gives them information to where Piper's dad is, and everything looks good. Until suddenly what? Who? No. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. He tells them that they have to go to Mount Diablo in San Francisco. And Mount Diablo is like Devil Mountain, is kind of what it means. And that's why Leo says, oh, this doesn't sound good. Then he gets this message. And the message says, kill these demigods right now. And Aeolus says, sorry, change of plans, you're dead. And immediately, boom! The storm spirits come out from the ground, poof, and they blow up the stage. So then they're just falling down. And at this moment, Mealy says, no! And she saves them. She protects them. And Aeolus is like, you're fired! As they start falling down. And they're falling down, and she covers them in her clothes. And she says, oh, Jason, please help me with your power, because you're a son of Zeus. And so Jason kind of holds her hand and gives her some of his power. And they all start to hug, and they fall down out of the sky into the tubes that they saw before. And then she can't hold the bubble and protect them enough, and finally it breaks and the wind spirits get through, and that is when the chapter ends. What happens to them? I have no idea, but I really want to read the next chapter and find out. Oh, sorry. Some vocabulary words. The first vocabulary word is glistening. Glistening is like shining, but you can think if you go outside early in the morning, okay? The sun is just coming up, and if you look at the grass is like sparkling because of the little water droplets, and the sun is shining on the little water droplets and it's reflecting it. This is kind of glistening. You can, if you think of like a bodybuilder, right? On TV you see like a bodybuilder, boom, usually their body is glistening. It has this kind of shiny look to it because they just put all this oil on their body, and it makes them look very shiny. Incredulous. So this word means like not willing to believe something. So it says you say something like, oh, really? You kind of do it incredulously, not willing to believe it. Pish. Pish is like, oh, never mind. Sometimes we'll say like pish posh, like, oh, pff, pff. That's actually kind of the sound. Oh, pff. So, Aeolus is saying like, oh, just forget it. Oh, that little thing I told everyone to kill the demigods, the half-bloods. Oh, that was such a small thing. Oh, pish. Resend. This means to remove or to go back. So he sent out a letter saying, kill all the half-bloods. And he says, oh, no, let's stop that and take it back. Let's change the order to something else. And that's reseed or resend. Okay? So he's kind of canceling his previous message. Whichever way the wind blows. This is an expression we say to describe someone. That sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're mad, and sometimes their personality changes like that. We say, oh, I don't know what she's going to say. She kind of just, let's see, how could we say that? Wherever the wind blows. We say like, you're not sure which way the wind will blow with this person. You say it like that. Maybe your friend asks you, hey, can you come over to my house after school? And they say, ask your mom. You're like, oh, well, I don't know. My mom just kind of goes whichever way the wind blows. So maybe I'll ask her and she's happy today and she'll say yes. I'll ask her today and she's mad today and she'll say no. Maybe things aren't really changed, but just her mood changes so quickly. Whichever way the wind blows, it's just kind of whatever. Renegotiate. So negotiate means to come to a deal, all right? Let's say I have something special. Oh, here we go. I have this Beta Obek. It has my daughter's picture on it. And I say that I will give this to you, I will sell this to you for $5. But you say, oh, $5 is too much. $2. Say, oh, $2 is too little. I'll give it to you for $4. And we kind of negotiate. Okay? So then we negotiate. We say, okay, $3. I will sell this to you for $3. Now, before we shake our hands, maybe another friend comes up and says, oh, Beta Obek, or Vitamin 500. I want to drink that too. I will give you $4 for it. Oh, suddenly I need to renegotiate. I need to make the plan again. And that's what Aeolus is hoping, that the gods are renegotiating his title, Master of Winds. Mollified, this means like calm down, peaceful. So when Piper starts to talk to Aeolus when he gets mad, he starts to, oh, okay, yeah, I understand. He starts to feel a little better, more calm. I think this is the last one, pulverize, and this is Coach Hedge. He says, I'll pulverize them. The best way I can think about that is if you have like a piece of meat, like a steak. Sometimes you won't just cook it immediately. Sometimes you'll get a hammer and you'll start hitting the hammer. Bam, 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 bam. What are you doing? You hit the meat to make it softer. But we can also say this in like a fighting way. I'm gonna pulverize you. I'm gonna make your face like a piece of meat. I'm just gonna punch it and punch it and punch it. And that's what Coach Hedge is saying. And this is also where Meilie's like, oh, he's so strong or handsome or something like that. And she asks Coach Hedge, Iris message me. She says, oh, please Iris message me. What does that mean? I don't know. But it's like text message me or send me a message. Maybe the immortals or gods have like their special letter system or something. And so she's like, oh, please send me a message. And I can't remember if it was Piper, Leo, or Jason. They said, plan your date some other time. Because we can feel this kind of feeling of love between Meilie and Coach Hedge. Definitely on Meilie, but then Coach Hedge is just like, whoa, she's beautiful. All right, whew, that was a lot of vocabulary words. The discussion question I have for you is, why do you think Meilie saved the heroes? She works for Aeolus, and that's her job. He's the Master of Winds. She's supposed to serve him. But for some reason, she's really, really helpful in this chapter. She even talks to Aeolus and tries to give him a good perspective, a good perception of the heroes. And then, of course, at the end, she saves their lives. She covers them up in her clothes and her power, and protects them from those storm spirits. So this is a pretty big deal. She's betraying her master and her leader. But why? Why did she do it? That's my discussion question. And that's what I hope you can prepare an answer for. And I also would like you to make your own question. So as you read this chapter, what kind of questions did you think? There were a few questions. There are little bits of information that we had that we didn't get enough answers about. Hopefully we get them later, but you can certainly ask a question about it. Write it in the comments so that way we can read it and prepare an answer. Well, thank you so much for joining me with this episode of Book Club Preview, and that's all the time that we have for today. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.